Hello and welcome to another episode of The Vortex. Today we're going to be talking about Danny and Michael Philippou. Names that many people wouldn't have known last year, but they have taken the world by storm with their new film, Talk to Me.
They like you.
Always very interested in where people start and how they get to making these kind of films and getting films picked up by A24 or other big studios. And really, Danny and Michael have done something that is quite incredible. And I think this day and age, when everything is so manufactured and everything seems so like there is no route in or route through for filmmakers, they're showing a route, I guess, and it's definitely worth looking into in more detail. So in 2013, they started what you could call a fake fail video blog on YouTube, and they called the channel Rackaracka. Before this point, as kids, they were always messing around with the camera and experimenting. And this is exactly what you see on the channel. And you can really see on the channel their growth, their skills improving. And it's really a fascinating insight into them, and there's nothing between them and what you're seeing. And I think that is something that comes through later on, and certainly comes through in Talk to Me, and which makes them probably the most exciting directors to be watching at the moment in any genre. So if we fast forward, the YouTube channel is now racked up 6 million subscribers, and that is no mean feat. That's quite incredible. They're nipping on the heels of some of the biggest YouTubers on the planet, so they have a huge following. I really feel, coming from Australia and Adelaide, that they really mix that kind of Australian humour with violence. You'll see that in films like Chopper. You'll see it in Crocodile Dundee, of course, Mad Max, where you're seeing incredible violence, but at the same time, they managed to do it with a bit of Australian charm. And I think Danny and Michael are a perfect example of this.
You got a light, buddy?
Yeah, sure, kid. There you go.
And your wallet.
Nick, give him your wallet.
What for?
He's got a knife.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
At some point, I think in 2017, they do the classic YouTube thing. They get successful and they buy a mansion, which means they can do bigger special effects and they can really push their vlog series to the limits. They probably had some investors and sponsors at this point. But Danny and Michael were not happy just doing YouTube. And actually, they stopped the YouTube channel to start writing and dedicating all their time to this film, Talk to Me. Now, that is something not a lot of people do. They don't just stop a YouTube channel that's successful. It's incredible that they did that because they wanted to put everything into it. It shows that they put filmmaking above being rich or trying to just be famous, and that really shows their character. Screen Australia got involved. I don't know exactly much about that relationship, but I imagine with the leverage of all their subscribers, that was quite easy to get them to get their ears to listen, and eventually they got some finance for the film. So making the film was not easy. This was not like, YouTube, 6 million followers, any studio in America is going to want to hear from them. So then fast forward again, they release the film, do the festival circuit, and they get into Sundance, which is an unbelievable thing, especially for a horror film. I think at this point, they would cash in the chips and say, hey, we've done well, go back to Australia, start the YouTube channel again. But for them, luckily, this is just the start. So after screening it, A24 are interested, and that is like winning the lottery twice. But it's not winning the lottery, is it? Because this is 10 years of hard work and incredible filmmaking and short film skill, special effects, storyboarding, writing. That is so evident on their YouTube channel. Like I say, these guys are exciting, and you just have to look at the YouTube channel to see how they came to Talk to Me. An interesting conversation with James Wan, if we go back to Saw and The Nun and numerous other famous horror films that are created by the producer James Wan. He got hold of them. He said, I haven't seen the film, but I know you guys, and I know you guys are going to be successful. And I think that sums it up. A movie can really have a lot of gravitas before it's even been seen. And I'm pretty sure A24 were aware of them, knew about the YouTube following, had their eyes on this film were probably going to even make an offer before even watching it. But yeah, it reminds me of those scenes from Entourage where they're sitting around a table and their film is so in demand, they can basically write their own numbers. So how successful has the film been? It's been incredibly successful, made for 4.5 million and has gained a $90 million return at this point. An incredibly successful movie. I think it's the second highest grossing film from A24. That is incredible. Again, looking at this journey, these two people are special. They're able to produce something that is real, is true to them. I think you quite often see people trying to make good films or trying to make something that looks like a horror rather than just being themselves. And this is a really good example of these brothers who they probably ask each other for permission, but nobody else. It reminds me of Jimi Hendrix. Now, there's nothing between him and his guitar and what comes out of his guitar. And it's the same with them in filmmaking. You are seeing something that's purely running through their veins. Looking forward, I am very hopeful for a great second movie here. I hope A24 keeps them safe, and I really hope people like Marvel stay well away from them. If they do jump to Marvel and want to make a buck, I think that would be a great shame. Try and keep them like Ari Aster's Midsummer, which was a very, very decent second film. I'd like to see a decent second film from these guys with a bigger budget. I think we all would. So, well, round of applause for these guys. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know if you like these kind of things, because we'll do it on more filmmakers. We're trying to grow our channel. We're very new. But thanks so much for listening, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.